Welcome to PodApplaud, the Monday through Friday podcast that aims to enable your podcast habit. I'm your host, Seb, and today we are going to talk about the podcast Flyest Fables. Flyest Fables is an immersive storytelling podcast for modern-day fables written and narrated by Morgan Givens. Episodes are generally between 15 and 25 minutes long. Season 1 wrapped up in December of 2018, and production is ongoing for the second season. Morgan's site affirms that episodes are scheduled to be released bi-weekly. Lastly, the show uses language that is appropriate and accessible for all ages. Morgan Givens describes Flyest Fables as critically acclaimed hope punk fables for the 21st century. Presented in anthology style, he goes into a more hearty account on his website. Flyest Fables is an interconnected fiction anthology. In the premiere episode, we meet Antoine, a young boy bullied in school. Antoine finds a magical book that transports him into the world of Princess Keisha. Princess Keisha is on a quest to save her mother in the entire kingdom of Orleans. I was not sure what to expect when I first stumbled across the world of Flyest Fables. Mostly, I expected to hear something quite modern in its tone and specific in offering lessons or morals crafted for the modern listener, since traditionally fables have been closely tied to offering such wisdom. I also expected each episode to be a standalone story with a beginning, middle, and end. In some aspects, Flyest Fables aligned with my expectations, but in so many ways, I underestimated it. The narrative arc of Flyest Fables is kind of like the never-ending story meets The Littlest Hobo. We get the relationship between the fantasy world and the world as we know it, akin to the never-ending story. Characters in Flyest Fables are taught lessons and have their lives subtly bettered through fable in a way reminiscent to The Littlest Hobo. The Littlest Hobo is a Canadian TV series in which a German shepherd goes around befriending and helping new people in need every episode before traveling on. Kind of like a more furry Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap. Anyway, I'm getting away from the point. My bad. The show makes one feel hopeful. Hope punk is a weird descriptor, yet it feels quite accurate. The enrichment of the characters' lives is easy to listen to blissfully. Part of that bliss comes from Morgan's delivery. He has different voices and cadences for the characters. One voice that narrates the story as a whole, and yet another voice he uses to narrate what happens in the fantasy portions of each episode specifically. Another enjoyable part of the episodes is that the production is well done. There are sound effects, little portions of singing and music, but nothing rubs the wrong way or feels cheesy here. It all builds on itself to make the storytelling very immersive. The true centerpiece of the show, though, is the innovative and ambitious take on an old style of storytelling. This, mixed with the inspired writing and reflection of modern morality and values, sends such wholesome ideas out into the world. There are no awkwardly inserted morals or quips here, only a universal message of how people ought to treat and cherish each other. Okay, so here on PodApplaud, I rate shows on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 is a silence, 2, a slow clap, 3 is applause, 4, a round of applause, and 5, of course, is a standing ovation. I would, without a doubt, give Flyest Fables a standing ovation, which is my way of saying 5 out of 5. I would recommend this cast to someone who usually doesn't take the time to listen to something with the potential to be truly uplifting. The show is great for all ages. However, I can only see it being even more potent for younger audiences. Lovers of storytelling will find real inspiration here as well. So hats off to Morgan Givens and keep putting out this excellent work. So, that's been the show for today. I hope you found it valuable. If you wish to reach out to me, you can find me on Twitter at PodApplaud or send me an email to podapplaud@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and please tune in again.